So Winston and I are about to set off on our biggest adventure ever. So it involves 16 campsites, 4 ferries and 4 national parks spread over 64 nights. So we're going for a little over 2 months. Now, because we're going for so long and because of where we're going, there's a lot of stuff that I want to take with us. So I want to take my paddleboard along with all the accessories for that. I want to take my bike along with Winston's bike trailer. When I go on adventures, I like to take enough food for Winston for the whole trip. Firstly, so I don't have to worry about him. And secondly, so I know that he's got his food. I don't like chopping and changing him. So that means taking a big sack of dog food as well as lots of tinned food. I also like to take a lot of tins for myself. So I know that I've always got some non-perishable food in the van. And along with all this, we're taking all of our usual stuff as well as towing the caravan. So can my little Citroen Nemo manage all of this? That's the question. So I decided to take my van and my caravan to a weighbridge. Firstly, to find out, okay, how much extra weight can I play with? How much more can I put inside? And secondly, how best to balance the weights. So how much to put in the van and how much to put into the caravan. So my micro-caravan has a maximum weight of 750 kilograms, and this is how I took her to the weighbridge. So she had a table in, she also has a full gas bottle in the gas locker. The only other things she had in is in this cupboard. I have all my plates and also pots and pans. And then in this cupboard down here, I have my cutlery. So the van can have a maximum gross weight of 1,800 kilograms. She can also tow up to a ton at the same time, but because the caravan is only 750, I obviously don't need to worry about that. But here are the things that I had in the van when I went to the weighbridge, and these are the things that I always travel with when I'm towing. So I have my 2 electrical cables down there. I have my toolbox because you never know when you're going to need a spanner or an Allen key. What I tend to do here is I put Winston's bed across the top. This gives him more space to sleep on, and then I attach him to his seatbelt. It also helps to balance the weight slightly because obviously Winston weighs a lot less than I do. And then in the back of the van, I have a full-size spare wheel. Down there is the kit in case I need to change the tyre. This is an axle stand that I sometimes use on the caravan. In that is a air pump, so to do the air pressure for the tyres. Those are my levelling blocks and chocks in case I need to level the caravan out. Over here I have my grip mats in case I'm pitched on wet grass. And this box here I kind of call my man box, and it's just got loads of random bits in that I might need. So for example, it's got a corking gun because I've got some seal in here. It's got some refill spray for my gas lighter that I use on my hob. That's a degreaser, a silicone spray. It's got stuff to hang my washing out. I've got bin bags, I've got batteries, a rubber mallet, just random things that may come in useful. The only other thing that I had in the back of the van is this step, which I use for the roof. And up here I went with the roof box, which is empty, and also the bike rack because that's where I plan on putting my bike. And then obviously it includes my weight as well because I was sat in the van when it got weighed. Now, I had never been to a weighbridge before. I didn't even know what one looked like. Now, when researching, I discovered that a few of them are commercial vehicles only, so that's the big HGV lorries, etc. But I did find a public weighbridge about 40 minutes away from where I live. Now, I emailed them and asked if I could bring my van and caravan and have them weighed separately, and I got a response saying that that was fine. Now, on arriving, I got into the queue for reception. And whilst I was waiting, I did not know that that big red thing on the ground was indeed the weighbridge.
Hello!
How are you? I'm here to use the weighbridge. I've not been, I don't know what the protocol is.
Stop the ticket doing, or do you want to just verbally?
Verbally is fine, it's not for anything, it's just I'm going on a big trip, I need to know how much weight I've got left to put in.
2060, 2060.
Oh, is that what I am at the moment?
Yeah.
Am I able to get the... I can't unhitch here, can I? Is this the actual weighbridge? Oh, okay. So I can't have the caravan on its own, I'd have to unhitch and drive off and you've got a queue.
Yeah.
So 2060. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, is it go all the way round and back out?
Drive around this building and out again.
Alright, okay, that's lovely, thank you. So I was given the weight of my van and caravan together, but that wasn't much good to me. Now I couldn't unhitch to have them weigh them both separately because there was a queue of larger vehicles behind me spilling onto the road. But then I had an idea. Excuse me. Sorry, do you guys work here?
I do.
Okay, I've got a quick question. So I've just been through the weighbridge and weighed them together, but I need to get the weights separately. Have you got somewhere I can leave the caravan and just drive around with the van?
Anywhere you want.
Is that alright?
You're only going to be 5 minutes, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to unhitch, drive around with the van, and then I'll pick the caravan back up again.
Fine.
So is that alright?
Yeah.
So, what, can I just...
Any of them bays.
Okay. Thank you! So we were game on. I was going to leave the caravan and go round and weigh the van on its own. I would then be able to take the van weight away from the total weight, and I would then have the caravan weight. After I'd unhitched the caravan and put her into a bay, I quickly secured her with the hitch lock. I then jumped back in the van to do another loop round to the weighbridge, but I did get a little bit of a telling off and a stern look for leaving my caravan. Got rid of the caravan, so if I can just have this then I can work it out. I asked somebody, they said I could park it. I asked someone down the side, I said could I leave the caravan, he said yeah, so I popped it in a bay. Sorry, you did say I was allowed to do it. 13.8, lovely. I can work the caravan weight out from that. Sorry, I did ask somebody. Now that got me a little bit flustered, and I was then in a rush to just hitch up and get out of there because I don't like being where I'm not supposed to be. Now I had to take the hitch lock off, and I put the caravan keys on top of the caravan, making a mental note not to forget them. And then because I was flustered, I made an absolute pig's ear of hitching up, and I kept getting the jockey wheel jammed. Eventually the caravan was on and the jockey wheel was up and I could leave. But guess what? I forgot to pick up. So here's me driving away without the faintest clue that I had just lost my caravan keys. Now about halfway home, my stomach fell out of my backside as I realised that I had left the keys on top of the caravan. So I remembered that I had the camera, so I needed to check the camera. So I rushed home, unhitched the caravan, had to run upstairs and get the spare keys in order to secure the caravan, so I needed to put the hitch lock on and the wheel lock. I then sat at my computer watching the video footage, trying to see where the keys fell. Now they fell just outside of the Weighbridge place. So after I got that information, I grabbed my van keys and I went back out in the van to go and find them. Winston's trying to join us in the van. Are you coming up? Come on then. Oh, there we go. Okay, you're in. You're not as athletic as you used to be in your younger days. So, trying to do a video. So got back in the van, drove down, and I managed to see the red lanyard on the ground. So stuck my hazards on, ran out of the van, picked it up, but there was no keys attached to them. After a bit of searching, I found the keys scattered all over the road. They'd obviously been ran over quite a lot, but they weren't usable. Some of them were quite damaged, some of them were bent, and I didn't feel confident enough to put them in a lock in case they got stuck. But I did have my spare keys. So over the past few days, I've been trying to arrange to make another set of spare keys, so to have some keys cut. You can't get all of them cut. For example, the security locks on the caravan, they need to be sent off for. So done all that, and hopefully I'm making up another spare set of keys because I like to have 2 sets. What are you doing, you absolute weirdo? Oh, you've dropped it. But that is now hopefully sorted. It did make the day a lot more stressful, but it's sorted. Now let's get back to the weights. So the caravan came in at 680 kilograms. As mentioned, it has a maximum weight of 750 kilograms. So that only gives me 70 kilograms to play with. Now, I don't want to go all the way up to 750. So I think that by the time I've put my clothes in, I've put the bedding in, the duvet, all the blankets, I've put the food in, I think that's probably going to be enough. I don't want to push it too close. But what I am going to do is I'm going to weigh everything as I put it in, just to be sure. Now, the nose weight on the caravan is a maximum of 75 kilograms. Now, I measured that before we went to the weighbridge, and that was a little under 60 kilograms. So I think that will be absolutely fine. But now let's go talk about the van. So the van weighed in at 1,380 kilograms, and that is with me sitting inside. Now, as mentioned, the maximum weight is 1,800 kilograms, so that leaves 420. Now, Winston weighs a little over 15 kilograms, so that gives me just over 400 kilograms left to play with. Now, the roof can hold up to 75 kilograms. Now, that doesn't include the weight of the roof bars, the roof box, or the bike carrier. So what my plan is I'm going to put about 45 to 50 kilograms on the roof, and then the rest is going to go in the back of the van. Now, I put everything in the van in crates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh the crates as I put them in the van. This will help me to make sure that I don't go over the maximum weight, and it will also help me to balance the weight in the van. So my van has equal weight over all the axles, and knowing the weight of each crate will allow me to balance that as best as possible. Now, if you want to see me pack the van, and if you want to see what adventure we're actually going on, then please subscribe to my channel, because we will be vlogging the whole thing. But overall, I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.